Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm your host, Bob DeMarco. Coming up, we auction off a knife by Fox, designed by Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives. We take a look at a new multifunction modern traditional, and of course, we discuss the Slysz Bowie Craze, or Bowie. I've never heard it. It's called the Sleesh Bowie. We talk about this new release and how people are going absolutely crazy over it. And well, it seems to be polarizing the internet knife world. So I want to hear all of your thoughts on it. But before we get to the auction, what are we going to do? We're going to pocket check, because that's what we do here. We show off our knives and we talk about our knives. And that's always my first opportunity to do so on this show. Michael, good to have you here, sir. NAF Sergeant, of course. How you doing, sir? Professor EDC. Bob, Jim, everyone, hope all of you are doing fantastic. Let's have a good conversational episode on the matter. Let's talk about this Sleesh Bowie. Part of me, hey, Nick, how's it going? And Alex made it on time tonight. Thank you, sir. Great to have you. Mr. Fileto, hope you got that box. Good to have you here, sir. John, always a pleasure. And it's going fast. Incognito Griffin. Sup, Bob? How's it going? Chris, I don't recognize you, Chris. Either that's a new logo or not. We have Ezekiel and Jonathan. How's it going, guys? Great to have you here, as always. Tell us what you're carrying today. But before you do, let me show you what I'm carrying. Today, you may have seen a picture I proudly posted on Instagram of this trio of goodness. First, my Spyderco Yo Jumbo. Spyderco playing into the conversation just shortly as we talk about the Sleesh Bowie and its re-release through blocking it. Can't remember. Someone help me. And it looks really nice with that blue, I got to say. It's looking beautiful, beautiful, if you will. So carried this Spyderco Yo Jumbo. Love this. Not totally done with it yet. I knocked down this middle peak. I don't like swales that put my fingers in two different places, but it's much more comfortable for my medium-sized hand now, like this. And hey, Paul, good to have you here, Viking, sir. I want to knock this out right here and make a little choil. And then I think this will be 100% good to go. But in any case, I love it. We have Plains Crafter in the house. Great to have you here, sir. Dapper Dan. I also got a Custom Knife Factory Evolution today. 2.0 today. I like that. And I saw you. I don't like that. I'm envious. It's not that I'm jealous of you. I don't want you to have it because I want to have it. No, I'm just kidding. I love that you have it. Chris says Sage 1 Maximet. Ooh, very nice. That's a new offering, I think. Hey, knife people, what's up? Wugga Wugga. Great to have you here. So in addition to this here beauty, howdy, Sean. Howdy, partner. I also was carrying, as usual, because I was at work. I had my Bastinelli diagnostic, and I figured it was time to show some Bastinelli love again. I got the Anomaly recently and been loving that, but I carry this with me all the time behind my work ID, and it's just such a great little knife. So I wanted to show that off. Was carrying that. And then I got to say, the star of the show. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Happy belated birthday. Real Steel Phasma 9 M390 Thai version. Ooh. Is that the one designed by Jacob of Poltergeist Works? Such cool knives. Knife Joy. Thank you, Wugga Wugga. See, what would I do without you guys? These senior moments would remain senior. Chad, how's it going? Chad was carrying his SOG Seal XR. What a great knife that is. Therapeutic Edge sold me on that, and then I ended up holding one in my hand and loved it even more. And a large cold steel drop point Voyager. Got to get one of those drop point Voyagers. So why is it that only the drop point has the jimping? Maybe all the Voyagers from here on out will have jimping, but I'm not sure about that. NAF Sergeant was carrying 2, which for me is rare. Holt Haptic and a Benchmade Anthem. Ooh, 2 like very upscale knives, but I mean Holt is like way upscale. That's a nice carry there. So basically, the Benchmade, you were slumming it, and then the Holt was for the black tie affair that you went to today. I love it. CQC 8 today. Yes, the 8. Such a great knife. Probably the most comfortable Emerson, and that's saying a lot. Monster says, hello, Slicey. Happy birthday. That's right. He celebrated his 27th birthday yesterday, and we're all very proud he's made it this far. Rockstoff said, I had to give my Spidey chef some more attention. Excellent, excellent choice. Well, I'll show you what I gave a little attention to today. This. Love this little knife. This is the Rockwall by Tactile Knives. Tactile Knives, you know them from their pens, Tactile Turn, and they took a turn towards knives. And this is their first effort out of the gate, and it's awesome. It's a titanium liner lock with XHP steel. It's a 3-inch blade. It flips beautifully. I mean, it's like these guys have been making knives for a long time. It feels like that anyway. It says RS there on the backspacer, and I got to be 100% honest. I've had this more than 24 hours, and this is the first time seeing that RS. Does anyone know what that means? Rock something? Rockwall? Beautiful little clip. This clip is very pen-like to me, and clips, you know, it works perfectly. This texture on the titanium is so nice, so lovely. Reminds me of the 920 a little bit. The 920 had something, the ZT 920 had something like this, and I really adored that. I like the way the texturing comes up around that chamfer area, and you have a nice, beautiful pivot here. I think this thing is going to sell like gangbusters. It's a really sort of neutral look, but it's very handsome and really sharp, and it's got a nice pointy tip. I love the tip of this thing. Really, really nice knife. I'll show it off a little bit more later. The jimping is also excellent, as you would expect from a company called Tactile. You know, it's gonna be something that feels good in the hand, and that is no exception. So yeah, loved it. What are you guys carrying? A Hogue EX01, the MKM Malga. I can never remember which one that is. The MKM knives are all really beautiful, but I can never remember one model from the next. Hey, Dub, how's it going? Good to have you here. I like that logo. Menacing. Incognito says Spyderco Centofonte, or it should be Centofonte, right? 3 and a pack of 5 men come. Well, that's good. That's good. You got to be able to cut things, and you have to be able to talk to people so that they don't pass out. Millant Torrent. Oh, that's cool. Designed by our good friend. Isn't that terrible to say our good friend and then not to remember his name? But he's designed a lot of great stuff. I should have carried my fruit knife. Yes. So Alex got one of those GEC fruit knives. Cool claw, Bob. Thanks. He got the new GEC in 440, the fruit knife with that apples and oranges acrylic. So nice. QSP worker and Rough Rider work knife. Oh my gosh. TJ. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when cameras roll. My memory just evaporates. Someone help me out here. Sean says, how's the quality on the Bastinelli? Well, it's excellent. This is just one little solid piece of steel. This is N690CO. It's very sharp. It's ground beautifully. It's made by Fox, designed by Bastinelli, or by Bastien Cove, and his own custom ones. He does some of the work on this. I just bought right from one of the online purveyors, but it's excellent. The edge is excellent. It's a chisel edge, chisel ground altogether, and really, really nice. And I can say the same about the Anomaly. Okay, I'll pull it out. And then also you can say the same thing about the folders I've had. I've had 2 drag attacks. I still have the big drag attack, which Dave right here, this old sort of blade reviews, covets. Bastinelli Acheron La Sanction in brown micarta and the Microtech board. Jeez, man. He's just trying to hit me in the envy pocket there. So that's it's a poltergeist, says Slicey. It's awesome. So that the first Bastinelli that Dave mentioned is a cool little Warncliffe. That is it's about a 3-inch Warncliffe, and it looks like a pretty capable little fixed blade carry. Max the Maker, great to have you. You were carrying a CQC 11K and a CRKT Razzle Cliff. I know what the Razzle Cliff is. That's the new-ish Razzle CRKT. Does it have the weird clip? And Razzle Cliff, so cool. So it has the chisel tip and the long straight chisel edge, but it drops like a Warncliffe, right? Michael says case Sodbuster full size, nice choice, and a Frost toothpick. What size toothpick? One of the little ones, I assume. I love little toothpicks. Big ones are cool too. Animal Farts, great to have you here today. Carrying my SOCOM Elite. Been cutting 100 foot of cardboard every day, still sharp, somehow even at 59 HRC. What's the blade style? And if you know, when was that made? I do love the SOCOM Elite. I have my preferences, and I'm curious. Wugga Wugga says, Shiro 111 with me today was perfect for opening cement bags. Oh my God, you're a brave man. Okay. I'd be like, yeah, I have my Shiro in the car, but to open the cement bags, I have my Recon 1. Carried my Tucson TS 129 in carbon fiber and titanium. Every Tucson knife I've seen has been unique and interesting, and most of them like very appealing, but I just don't know them from their numbers. Carrying my Medford Proxima and Cold Steel Code 4. Jock sent me a really cool picture of a Code 4 that's, I think, a giveaway. It's blue, and they did some milling work on the handle, and it's got the snaggletooth MF on it. Looks pretty cool. Benchmade Mini Grip Custom and Victorinox Tinker. Victorinox Tinker. Imagine my shock. That's awesome. It's always good to have a standby like my little Bastinelli that's with me all the time. Well, Monster always has that Tinker. Emerson Elvia and CQC7. G-Man, I have respect, major respect for that selection. However, 2 Emersons at once, you're breaking one of my major rules. I know, it's my rule. It's my stupidity. My beloved my so loved Lawman and GEC 44. That's a gun stock. I love that knife. I have that in ebony, Gabon ebony. Beautiful knife. Hey, what's up, Joe? Joe, I was just thinking about you. I still have some knives to send you to check out, and I haven't done so yet, but one of them will be thisy right here. Probably my favorite Emerson, the Sachs, and this one is really smooth. I want you to get a good impression of Emerson, so I'm going to send you this one, which I can't open with my left hand. Really excellent. So you were carrying your CKF Gavco Tiger today. Beautiful. Beautiful. Custom Knife Works, right? Custom Knife Factory. That's the Russian Gavco Tiger. That's a good looking knife. Well, I think all of his knives are really unique and cool, but the Vaquero with chipping will look bad. I like it simple. I'm sorry. Oh, with jimping? Is that what you're saying? With jimping, you don't like it? Carried my Kaiser Guru, says Plains Crafter. Excellent. Kaiser is... I'm not so sure about Kaiser this year in particular. I know a lot of people like their new designs. I haven't seen anything that really grabs me, but I'm sure I could be convinced. Actually, I'm liking Concept a lot this year. Endura K390, never had that before, a K390 that is, and Sheep's Foot Griptilian in 20 CV. I love the way the Sheep's Foot Griptilian looks. I kind of wish that I had that. I have a mini grip, Benchmade mini grip, and I wish I kind of got that. So jealous of the Tactile. Ooh, I made Brian jealous. That's awesome. Only because he's got such an awesome knife collection. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These are coming out soon. Slicey, you will have one of these sooner than you know. This is it is a great knife, and you will love it. And by the way, take a look at that awesome handle to blade ratio. Pretty excellent. That's neat, Bob. Which one? All of them? Yeah. And I thought for a second there you were going to say that's a neat box, and I agree with you. It comes in a really nice box. It's like some sort of composite material that's milled out exactly to the shape of the knife. Well, almost exactly, essentially exactly. A little room around that flipper, and then it's got 2 magnets, and it snaps shut and slides into this classy little slip. It's very nice. I love it. Max Tickender, nice to have you. My favorite office carry today, the Strider AR-75. That's my kind of office, sir. I love that. Office carry. That's a big damn knife, isn't it? Happy birthday, Darth Slicey, says Professor EDC. Hey, here's a quick reminder. In about 15 minutes, we're going to start bidding on this here beautiful Fox Knives made, Black Roc designed Ryu, designed by Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives, the gentleman who made me this here beautiful monkey thumper. Well, we're going to try and put some money into his GoFundMe. He had a severe medical issue a little while back, and well, he spent 5 weeks in the hospital. You can imagine what that costs. So they're trying to raise some money on GoFundMe, and we're going to try and raise a little bit of money for him. And I figured what better to auction off than his own knife, which just came out through Fox. And man, did they do a beautiful, beautiful job. Nylock steel, crown spine, almost 6-inch blade, super stout titanium handles. I love Fox knives, not titanium, micarta handles. They have awesome micarta. Love their micarta. Well, about 15 minutes, we'll bid on that for about 15 minutes and raise as much money as we can and send it over there. Mr. Fileto, Medford MIDI Marauder paired with the true Spyderco Goat Nirvana. Okay, so I have a question for you, Mr. Or if I may, well, Mr. I'll just call you. Do you like the Nirvana blade? I know that a lot of people who ended up buying the Nirvana had them reground and reground hollow or thinner. What do you think of the blade? Obviously, you're calling it the greatest of all time, but is the blade all that? You like it? TJ Schwartz, thank you. My God. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Alex. TJ Schwartz has been showing off his Overland fixed blade that he's been making lately, and it looks really cool. I love the Overland. I think it's a great knife. And I think in high-end materials like Millet made it, must be awesome. And then to see it fixed blade, beautiful knife. I love that. Hey, Chris, good to have you here. Off-Grid Rhino, excellent choice. And the Enzo Burke 75 Scandi folder. Oh, okay. And Bone Stag Chase Cheetah. That's cool. The Cheetah's the swing guard case knife. I was carrying a Sleesh Bowie in M390. Is that one of the new ones? I'm wondering. And I want to hear about what you all think about the latest influx of those knives. Not influx, latest release of those knives. Chris, good evening, sir. Good to have you. Michael, 3.5-inch closed frost toothpick. Oh, okay. So that's sizable. That's like bigger than the little bowl scraper kind I have around here. You have, oh, hey, Matt, how's it going? Carrying the Civivi Riffle and the Kubi Raven. A fine choice. Love that Raven. Thanks to Dave. I was exposed to that, and then we sent it off recently to Nick Martino, who is now added that to his micarta collection. I'm carrying the Medford Proxima and Cold Steel Code 4. Awesome. Awesome. Love the Cool 4. Smash that like. Yes. Like, comment, subscribe, and the notification bell, which I don't know if it always works. I don't really, I hit it with everyone else, and I don't feel like I get notified. But the idea is you get notified every time I upload a video, or you could just kind of check into the site every day and also share these videos. Rocking my VECP or VCEP 3V version. Oh my gosh. I'm going to start from the top. Rocking my VCEP 3V version 3 Tanto today. I love how Les George does a Tanto. I think it looks awesome, and I think it looks great on the VCEP frame. Animal Farts says my SOCOM is from February 2018, and the clip point or drop point. I see what you're saying. Whatever the non-Tanto is. I think it's a clip point. Yeah, I think it's a clip point. Very nice, Chris. Hey, Chris. I have sending a $4.99 super chat. That is awesome. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. I am PHHEDC on Instagram. Okay. Veteran of this community and can't stand the way my voice sounds on video. So no YouTube for yet. Hey, I got some news for you, Chris. No one likes their voice and how it sounds recorded. No one. In my mind, I sound like Barry White, and then I hear myself and I don't. But I'm writing down I want to make sure that I'm following you. And don't worry about your voice. No one cares about your voice. They're actually tuning in to check out your knives and to see what your thoughts are on the knives. So worry not. I would love to get an Emerson sax. Yes, you would, and you should. From your picture there, you should have a sax. Lavender Pants. Hey, Bob. Hey, man, how you doing? I got you your tracking number. I'll shoot you. I'll send you that right after. I don't want it. I don't want it because then I will not stop looking at it. I was going to wait to tell the story, but Lavender Pants scored me an 80-20. He walked in. I'm on the tactile list, said Brian. Speaking of concept, I got their new Hazakura by Max Chachuk today. Awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I think I have an idea of what that's going to look like. Oh, I do know what that looks like, and that is pretty sweet. Hey, Black Multicam, $10. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So Lavender Pants walks into his local, I think, gun store or maybe knife store, and boom, there were a couple of 80-20s, and he texted me or sent me a message through Instagram, and luckily I happened to see it right then because ordinarily I'm pretty catch can on that DMs and stuff, and I saw it and we arranged a sale, and thank you. I've been wanting one for a while. I even reached out to Andrew Demko and he said, yeah, I got a new batch coming in, but I know he's a busy guy, and we didn't exchange any money or paperwork, and so I think that probably slipped his mind. But thank you, man. I am so appreciative, and I can't wait to get that thing, and I'll be talking about it for a long time. Mr. Ed Hardy, how's it going, sir? One day, so many great knives. Checking in from Yellowknife. Do you live in a place called Yellowknife? Is that what you're saying? Hope the auction goes great. Still have my all stainless steel Spyderco, carrying it as a firefighter for 15 years. That's cool. See, that's what I love. And that's sort of a jealousy thing because, I go through so many knives, and I get very excited about them, and then I get excited about the next one. And then I don't have one knife that I've been carrying day in, day out for 15 years. It would be so cool to have that so that you could see how it changes over time and how it breaks in and how it really takes on the years. But seems the gods have a different fate for me. Me with Knives. Hello, everyone. Hello, Me with Knives. Great to have you here. Carried my Ontario Cerberus and CRKT Haas today. Haas? Not sure. But sounds good, man. I love their designs. I think it was really cool that we got all the chance to actually get a hold of a Sleesh Bowie again. With Knife Joy and Spyderco, that wouldn't be, without Knife Joy and Spyderco, that wouldn't be a possibility. People have been talking online about how crazy it is, how crazy everyone's going. Just realized I'm wearing my Don't Take Dull for an Answer shirt right now. Yes, I like that. By the way, that's part of the package. When you bid for the Fox Ryu, designed by Black Roc Knives, you also get a Don't Take Dull for an Answer t-shirt. So that's a part of the package. I'll throw in the sheath for you too. How's that? Just kidding. Carried my Cold Steel RIP Recon 1 drop point today. All right, is that rest in peace for Cold Steel, or did your Recon 1 crap the bed? I think it's for Cold Steel. Maybe there's still hope. Let's hope. Hero Sticks, how's it going? Hello, all. Great to have you here, sir. Presumably, Bob. Someone makes bronze washers for Emerson's. Makes them amazing. Really? And who's that? Well, yeah, let me know who does that, because I actually I wouldn't not mind that on a couple of mine. Local knife shop, or is it River's Edge Cutlery? Okay, all right. Okay, we kind of went through this. I got you. You even got your pick of colors. It's true. I mean, he walked in right as they were placing them out, and sent me a shot of 6 of them. And I would have taken any one of them, but I got my choice of colors. It was awesome. I can't wait to get it. I really can't wait to get it. I actually have never held an AD-20, and it's been around for 1.5 years now, I think. So I don't know what my problem is. My problem is I'm a late adopter, and I come from a family of late adopters, and it's just sort of in my blood. Like, let's make sure the push button phone is perfected before we go out and get rid of this perfectly good dial phone. And that's actually real. that actually happened as I was growing up. Cold Steel is, and no diss, Dad, if you're watching. No diss at all. Cold Steel is releasing the Mini Recon 1 in AUS 10. That's kind of cool. Yes, it is. The Mini Recon 1 was a great knife, and it seemed like it was wildly popular, even more so than the standard 4-inch blade version. I couldn't believe they got rid of it when they did. I would like to see them come out with the Tanto of that, though. Looks like right now that's just the drop point and the clip point. Berg Blades Iron Pup. That's a cool knife. Carried today, back from spa treatment at Way of Knife. As I picked it up off the secondary market, the detent was goofy strong. Now it's really smooth. That's funny. I have a new Cold Steel. I'm not going to show it off tonight because I have too much to do. But I'll be. I think the midweek supplemental. I got the new Chris, the little Chris, and it's impossible to open. It's really a stupid detent. The 80-20.5 looks amazing. I look forward to that. So that's one coming straight out from the Demco Bros, and it's a smaller version of the 80-20, and I believe it's thinner. And is this in GRN, or are they making that in G10? I haven't paid that much attention. Looking forward to the AUS 10 Mini Recons. Yeah, me too. I got one for my brother-in-law when they were, back in the day when they were AUS 8. And was immediately wishing I didn't give it to him and wishing I kept it for myself. I don't know if he still has it. Hey, Chris, $4.99. Thank you, sir. To quote Alchemy 1, a lazy man carries a dull knife. Isn't that not the truth? I would like to meet Alchemy 1. I love his videos. I reached out to him once to see if he wanted to come on the show, and I'm not sure he got the message. But that happens. People are busy, or you send things to places people don't look anymore, email addresses defunct or whatever. Paul, I so would love to have an 80-20 in jade. Yeah, jade. I love jade. I have a jade knife right here. This VDK, what the hell is this called? Vestus. A face only a mother could love, if you ask me, but man, does it feel good in hand. We'll talk about it a little later, I think. I literally couldn't even thumb roll it. I'm so glad it worked out. Me too, man. I don't know what they do. Sometimes you just kind of shave a little bit off that detent ball. Yeah, about 3 minutes, we'll start bidding. Hey, Alex, great to have you, sir.
What's going on?
Oh, just hanging out on Thursday night, chit-chatting.
Nice.
How you doing?
It's been a while,
It has been a while. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been really busy with work, but we're doing wonderful.
Great,
How about
man.
yourself?
Much the same. I recently got promoted at my job, what I would consider long overdue, but whatever. I'm grateful, I'm glad and happy, but man, I'm working a lot more. And
loving it.
Yeah.
Promotion, man.
Yeah. It's reinvigorated my love for what I do. So that's a good thing.
Good.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
It's good to have you here. Good to hear your voice. And I see you just rolled in from work. Yeah. So do you know that we're auctioning off a knife tonight, right?
I do.
Okay, I've been talking about it quite a bit. So I'm going to start talking about it right now. Ken Vehikite had a stroke, and he is the sole breadwinner of his family, which I don't feel bad saying, or I'm not revealing anything that he didn't reveal himself on our show. And so it really struck me because I thought it was amazing that he could support a family with a number of 5 children making his knives, and then having something like that happen and being hospitalized for 5 weeks, which is it's a long time to spend in a hospital, not just emotionally, physically, and all of that, but monetarily. It really kind of hit me. I was like, damn, man, that could happen anytime to anyone, and well, he was a very nice guy, and I love the work he does. So I decided we could, auction off one of these, and it coincided beautifully with the release of his 2 knives through Fox. So
yeah, that's sweet, man.
Yeah, man. So this is a great knife. It's Nylox, and Dave sent me last time I was talking about this old sword. Dave sent me the chemical breakdown of this, and I guess it's a bit of a tool steel, but kind of stainlessy. Sorry, Dave. I've been accused of not doing my research, and I think those accusations are right.
You know what? It's really actually great steel. It's very popular on Italian-made knives. You see it all the time. Maybe kind of like between VG10 and S30V in performance.
Okay.
Right? But more on like the stainless side. So it's good stuff. And then all that beautiful crowning up at the spine with that soft jimping.
Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty typical of the Italians. You can totally tell. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So Dave just said he can attest to how awesome this blade is, and wishes the winner good luck. So let's just open it up. Whoever wants to bid on this knife, let's bid it. Let's start bidding right now. And don't forget, with your winning of it, you get a "Don't Take Dull for an Answer" t-shirt, and also you get this great sheath. I mean, the sheath that comes with it, I've put it in twice, and I don't want to scratch up the blade or do anything. I want it to remain pristine for whomever gets this. But it comes with a tech lock, and then it also comes with 2 in the waistband straps.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and so you can either put it in the waistband, or you can carry it scout style, and yeah.
Which I don't recommend, by the way, because if you fall on your back, it's going to hurt.
All right. Mr. Filedo's putting down $100. Nicely done, sir. Thank you. 100. Can we get we got 125 from the boys over
at
at
130. 130 going once, 130 going twice, 130 going. We got 150.
Showstopper. All right. I'm going to sit back. Showstopper. Thank you. We got $150. That's awesome. $150. This is a great knife. Alex, I was thinking this would be a really good knife for anyone's collection, especially, well, I would love to have it personally. Let's see the knife again. This would make an excellent knife for someone with a primarily, I'm going to put this under the knife cam here, primarily for, this would be a great knife for someone who's got a lot of folders and maybe doesn't have a lot of fixed blades, but wants a fixed blade. This would be a great addition. It's a tanto, and it's sort of a traditionally styled Japanese design,
like tanto. Almost like a Quaken, right?
Right, exactly. And so it's very capable, but it's not as polarizing as a faceted tip Americanized tanto.
Can I tell you something tactical about it too?
Yeah, sure.
So if you look at the handle, it's not pinned. It's actually got hardware. So I bet you it's got a hollow spot in the tang where you can put stuff.
Yeah, I'm betting you're right about that. You can, right. You can, so you take this out and you thump on it and you use it. I mean, I think this would be a great camp knife, as well as, it'd be a nice, fighting knife if you're into that. But also you get
and
stuff.
I know you're into that.
I'm into
yes, I was waiting for that, man.
I'm into the idea of it. I'm into the concept. But yeah, you can take these off and clean all the viscera out from beneath the handle once you've used it for all the horrible things we're talking about. We got a bid up to $150 for this Ryu, made by Fox Knives, but designed by Black Roc Knives, who produced this, made my custom monkey thumper here with the double edges. Oh, love this thing. But he also has licensed this design with Fox also. So they're producing both of these through them. And the funny thing is in pictures, I thought this was bigger than this. And then when this showed up, I was like, yes, this is a real knife.
Let me see that watch, Bob.
Oh,
what are you wearing?
It's a Luminox.
Oh yeah, man, that's sweet.
It's an automatic. This was a cast off from my dad. Great cast off. Thank you, Dad. Because he didn't like that it was automatic. He thought he would
Really?
like it. Yeah, he thought he'd like it, but he's kind of likes watches, and he was cycling through, and he likes the Luminoxes, but he just doesn't like resetting the date every time he puts it on. So it was one of his regrettable purchases. We talked about that last week, impulse buys.
Yep.
And then so anyone else, come on, let's get this bidding going. We want to help our good friend Ken Vehikite. We want to get him we want to help, we can't pay all of his hospital bills, that's for sure, but we want to help put a dent, just a little chip away at that, so it's less for him to worry about as he's trying to get back on his feet to make more custom knives. And if you don't follow him on Instagram, it's pure eye candy. I'm loving it. So, Alex, Sharp Talk Podcast, how's it been going?
Oh, good. We recruited Dirk recently for the last few.
Nice.
Which, that's kind of expected. Me and Dirk talk every day, so he was a good fit. And he likes, a lot of the same things I do. He's gotten me into watches. So now I'm buying squares and stuff like that. But the podcast is doing well. I think we're going to restructure it just a little bit. I'm working on that. And I think it's going to make it a whole lot better. And it's coming up this Sunday.
Oh, coming up this Sunday. Hang on one second. Shredders, they're bidding $175. Thank you, guys. $175 for the Ryu and the Don't Take Dull for an Answer t-shirt. That's awesome. Thank you. This would fit beautifully into your collection. I know you just got the new Kydex handles for your new K-bar that you got, Jonathan, for your birthday. Pretty nice. This is also a nice Micarta handle here. So the reformatting, what's that going to be like?
I'm going to kind of designate everybody their own part of the podcast. I'm going to break it up into into quarters. I'm going to bring it down to an hour and a half max, because we've done some 3.5 hour episodes back in the day. But I'm getting old, man. No more.
Well, also the less you do in one episode, the more you don't have to write the new stuff for the new episode. It's
right.
You can carry it on, and also, me, I listen to podcasts when I'm mowing the lawn and doing dishes and driving in the car. So I think the way you're planning to do it is a smart move, because it makes it digestible, and you might be able to get through it in one whole sitting.
The biggest thing is we're all so different in some sense, right? And so now I figured to get some of our episodes when we talk about steel, you'll hear a couple guys be more active, and then if we're talking about maybe something else like customs or whatnot, it'll be me and Dirk going on the whole episode, right? So I decided to break it up into steel of the week. That's going to be Gerald's thing. Tom's going to be introducing our guest, and so on and so forth. Probably every other episode we'll get a guest on. And do it in that kind of format. But I'm still working on it, nothing's set in stone. I've been reformatting my channel too. So just kind of, doing all kinds of stuff.
We're going to, well, let's talk about that in a second. Current bid is at $175 for this Ryu. Hey, OCD for EDC. Great to have you, sir.
What's up, OCD? Great channel, man. I love his Sunday lives. They're cool.
So we have an auction going on here for the Fox Knives Ryu, designed by Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives. This is the proceeds to this auction will be going to his GoFundMe. And in this auction, you win a Ryu, the fantastic sheath system, mounting system. It's not a sheath, it's a mounting system. And also you get the Don't Take Dull for an Answer t-shirt. Current bid is at $175 by the guys over at Shredder. I hope Ken is doing better and wish him all the best. Me too. He recently put a picture online on Instagram as he was coming out of the hospital. 5 weeks in the hospital. That's incredible. Kiefer says, I'm passing out in the chair. It's time for bed. Good night, everyone. Kiefer, that's my
Good
life,
night,
man.
Kiefer.
Have a good night. Yeah, it's always like,
But I will say this, 5 weeks in the hospital from a stroke is pretty good, man.
is it?
Yeah, I used to be an LVN before years ago.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, man, that's a fast recovery. That being said, that's still not fun, and that's still extremely expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, man. And 5 weeks, just, 5 weeks of being in a hospital. Most of us don't really care for the experience at all, but
3 days is an eternity.
yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
I
What is,
remember when I had my daughter, we're there for 4 days and sleeping there or whatnot, and it was I forgot what home was like for a second.
yeah, and trying to figure out what to eat, and then also probably being in bed for a lot of that time. It's very uncomfortable. Excuse me. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So you were talking about, so we're at 175. Let's keep the bidding going. We're gonna do this for another 10 minutes. Let's keep that bidding going. 5 weeks is fast, and recovery doesn't stop when leaving the hospital. Stroke recovery
Absolutely.
is a long road. And when you think about it too, when you're doing such fine precision work like custom knives, who knows? I think strokes affect people in all sorts of
Different ways.
But I know sometimes it attacks certain sides of the body, certain hemispheres of the brain, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
But not always.
no.
You never know. Yeah, like that's not always the case, but there is a lot of cases where you get what they call hemiplegia. And that's when you lose mobile or function of one of the sides, and that's from a blockage in the brain. Yeah, one side of the brain gets starved from oxygen, from blood delivering it, so you kind of lose some of that function.
Yeah, well, any way you slice it, it's not gonna, it will be a long recovery. So let's try and help the man while we can. So you were talking about restructuring your channel. Tell us what's behind that and how you're doing it.
Well, I released a video that kind of says it all. I kind of got bored of doing the same kind of thing and wanted to do something where I guess I got more interested in the production side of it, to say the least. Does that make sense?
Yes. And was there a turn? Yeah, Paul is saying he loves the Knife Box channel's new format. Was it a turn when you worked with Advanced Knife Bro?
It was actually me reaching out to him to do a collaboration when that kind of started already, like setting in. And, like people use, computers and stuff. And I've talked to Mark, and he's told me what tools he uses. And we actually talk a lot about that stuff. And so, yeah, like his videos are a huge, probably main inspiration of like why I always wanted to do a little bit more. Because after so many years, and I think some people find this a little bit of a polarizing thing to say, but after so many years and so many knives, you don't really need a detailed analysis to know exactly what that knife's really all about. And spending a whole bunch of time on specs is one of those things. Like, I respect the channels that do it, but like I don't want to do that anymore. I want to make something entertaining, or at least like some sort of production value and some sort of bling to it. So I spent some money on some new microphone, new gear, new pad for like vocal stuff, like voice editing software. And I also got like smoke machines, turntables, stuff like that.
Nice.
LED lights, yeah, all kinds of stuff to just kind of make more like a presentation thing. So I decided, like, instead of wasting all the time, because some people could talk about the specs as they flow along with their video, right? Like, that's not my thing. I'm not good at that. So instead of talking about that, it'll be like I made it into a montage with the knife, and basically the specs are in the montage. And then later on, then I'll talk about the knife, and don't worry about the numbers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So
I also think the entertainment factor makes a lot of sense, because some channels are like reference channels, and others are more like entertainment channels.
yeah.
We only have about 5 minutes left. We're gonna keep this going a little bit. Incognito Griffin says, "Did he stroke while making a knife?" I am not sure. I don't know. I don't know the details.
Interesting question.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get up to $200. We're at 175. The guys at Shredder put in 175 for this and a "Don't Take Dull for an Answer" T-shirt. So Blue Line, I was pay attention to the knife tallness. Yeah. Tallness is closed.
The tallness is. I love that, man.
Yeah. So 175. We're at 175 for this beautiful Fox made Ryu, designed by Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives. We want to send him a little bit of sugar for his GoFundMe to help get him back on his feet. He's got a lot of hospital bills to pay, and I figure why not try and help him as he's helped us with these beautiful, beautiful knives. And even if you don't own one of his knives, they're great to look at on Instagram. So let's keep those coming. And the sooner he gets back on his feet, the sooner we can see more of them. I just donated to the GoFundMe. Thank you, Black Multicam. That's awesome. Nicely done, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and it's greatly appreciated. We also have a couple of other gentlemen who have bid on this knife, and well, it's greatly appreciated. We're going to close this in 5 minutes. So if you want this here knife, would make a great knife for that folder collector. It would make a great knife for that Tanto collector. I do believe we have a dedicated Tanto collector in the audience. Some nights, he's probably not here right now, but yeah, look at that thing. It is a thing of beauty. And I keep touching it, and a term that Mark from Advanced Knife Bro has come up with is when he talks about Micarta, it takes on your personal filth signature. It's like my favorite thing I've ever heard him say. And I've been using it, and I have to footnote every time I say it because I did not come up with it, but it's so brilliant. And it's true. And I don't want this to take on my personal filth signature. I want this to take on your personal filth signature. So bid now on this Ryu before the time is up. We have a bid for 175. That includes, if I wasn't extremely broke, I would definitely bid or donate. Well, hey man, you're here, and that's good enough. That's support is support. And if you can do it with money, you get a knife and a T-shirt out of it, and not you get entertained, and you get to send good vibes, and so we appreciate Monster.
So what were you carrying today, Bob?
I was carrying the Yojumbo,
right?
And
you said you're gonna put a choil in that, right?
Yes, I'd like to put a choil right. Yeah.
Like a little one?
Well,
or like a full finger?
I don't really want a full finger. I just want to eliminate this awkward. I got to say, it's aesthetics. I don't really need to put my finger up there, but I just don't like the way that looks. I think this was an ill-designed junction right here. So I just want to smooth it out, kind of follow it won't be the arc of this circle because that would make it way too large, but kind of like that.
But that blade isn't big enough. You technically could.
Yeah.
And I know Razor's Edge could totally do that. Make it look right.
Yeah. Yeah. I could do it too, though. I want to try it. And I have a Dremel just waiting, just warming up. And then I also had my Tactile Knives.
Oh, yes.
Rockwall.
That thing is so interesting, man.
It is sweet. It is a sweet little honey of a knife. It's very light, liner lock. Just a beautiful little knife. I love this thing. And
I've been intrigued with their pens. Their pens are so good, man.
I have not gotten one yet, but since getting this yesterday, I've been looking around. I'm gonna on their website. I'm gonna get one.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't even know they were making knives. I just like ordered one of those Overland design pens that they made. It's like looks like the Rec design.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. That was so that one's I'm going to start with their kind of starter model. That's kind of how I do things, but work my way up to that because that thing looks sweet too. Jim, can you bring that last comment back? Good God, Bob. I've been debating buying a Yojumbo all week. This is the second time you were carrying a knife. I've been at the threshold of buying. Well, please do. It's an awesome knife. It is an awesome knife. And you know what else is an awesome knife? This Fox-made Ryu, designed by Ken Vehikite. All right, we're about to close the auction here. The Shredder knife reviews, this is about to be theirs. Ron Vehikite. Truly appreciate this great channel and great human being from the Vehikite. Hey, it's my pleasure. You guys rock, and this thing has changed my life. I love this knife. This was an EDC for me for a little while until it started poking out at work, and so I've had to reconsider what I carry at work. I was kind of forced to reconsider what I carry at work, but I love Ken's designs. I think they're incredible. And I'm thrilled. Showstopper, right. Stopping the show at 185. That's awesome. 185. Is anyone here to bring it up to, I don't know, 200? With it, you get the Ryu and you get this awesome sheath system that Fox has come up with. You get a tech lock here. It's a very nice fitting Kydex sheath. And you get 2 in the waistband straps that you can use to carry it scout style, which Alex does not recommend because if you fall on your back, not only does it hurt, scout style, imagine you're wrestled to the ground and you're like, good, I can get this 700-pound muscle head off of me because I have a knife. Oh, damn. It's like all the way under me. So anyway, that's just a little bit.
It's the spinal injury. It's the spinal injury, Bob.
It's the spinal. Okay. All right. He was bringing it up. The spinal injury.
It's a real thing. I promise.
Oh, I believe it. I have a friend who teaches gun stuff. He's a former Marine like yourself, and he teaches gun stuff. And I was asking him what he thinks of carrying it in the small of the back. And he was like, not only going to break your back, but how are you going to pull it out, if you need it. The guys over at Shredder say, good man, Showstopper. Yeah.
But it looks damn cool, though.
It does. It does look cool.
It looks damn cool. I'm not.
And if I were a Viking, for instance, I would carry my sacks back there because it looks cool, kind of dangling like in the show Vikings. Great show. But then
the guys that have it up here, though, that's better because if you fall here, like it's better to have them up here, right? But it's the cross draw from the back, the down. I mean, I guess the down looks more cool, right? But then,
you mean like the Book of Eli, where he carries it upside down,
exactly.
He pulls it out. It's like a barong. Yeah, I've always taken exception to these things because it's got to be real short. Hey, what's up, Professor EDC?
How you doing, guys?
Doing great. How you doing?
With pretty hot weather here, but doing good.
Wolverine style. Oh yeah.
Wolverine style.
It's getting warm in Virginia. I can't imagine what it's like down in your neck of the woods.
It's awful. But we got to do it.
All right. Well, we're just hang on. But before we really dig into the topic at hand, which I want to talk about the Slysz Bowie re-release craze and just some of the reactions. Most of them have been very positive. Super Steel Steve's memes have been noticeably inflammatory. I love it. But
swinging on the pendulum.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's call it 1 more minute. I know I keep slipping it long, but let's call it 1 more minute starting in 5 seconds. If anyone wants this knife, the current bid is 185, and 185 gets you this Fox Ryu, designed by Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives, and then also a "Don't Take Dull for an Answer" T-shirt. And major respect. So what happens is the money comes to the Knife Junkie account, and then we send it over to GoFundMe, and we put it in your name, and that's how it goes. And it's just a little, it's a small portion, just chipping away, but every little bit helps. So that's what we're looking to do. So that's 30 seconds left. And I'm just curious, is there anyone else who wants to bring it up to 190 or 200 while we're sitting here? It could be an interesting thing to do. And we're going to
why don't we extend it to pocket check? Because I pocket checked you.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Here.
Okay, that's right. Let me find out what these two guys are carrying, and then it will be officially closed, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's a good idea, Alex.
All
right. So what are you carrying today?
I was carrying the Custom Knife Factory. It's the Evolution 2.0.
Oh.
And I ordered it with the hand rub satin finish. It's got a Damascus pivot collar, which you can't even really see it. And then it's got the clip too.
Yeah. Oh God, that is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is
a nice one.
All right. So the current bid is 185, and I'm being told that we actually do need to hold it up. Actually, speaking of holding it up, hold that back up for a second there. God, that blade is unbelievable. I love that. Love it.
Pretty nice hand rub satin too.
Yeah. All right. And then Professor EDC, what did you have there?
Well, half of the day I carried the Lawman when I went out. And
the professor carries the Lawman. I like
the Lawman. GEC 44, and
that's right.
The other half of the days, and I'm reviewing two blades. One is this one.
I'm reviewing that one right now.
Such a cool knife.
It is.
It is. It's really cool. Really cool knife.
Don't stop there, man. I want to hear more about that knife.
Wait, hang on. We'll dig into that. I have to wrap this up, this auction. Shredder knife, Mama Shredder cut us off at 175. Well, that's cool. Thank you guys so much. And so let's bring up that final bid, Jim. I think the final bid was 185, and I'm sorry, in all the excitement, I forgot who that was from.
Showstopper.
Showstopper, that's right. Okay, I got to write stuff down because I'm reaching that advanced age.
I got you tonight, Bob. I got you.
You do, man. Thank you, Showstopper.
We're about the same age.
Well, obviously, you haven't made the poor choices I have. Okay. So, Showstopper, the knife, the Ryu by Fox and Ken Vehikite is yours for 185, and that also includes a Knife Junkie T-shirt. Don't take dull for an answer, and we will talk offline about how to get that here and how I can get this to you. And actually, Jim and I were talking about this before we started, and he and I are both going to donate $25 each also, and throw that in. And I encourage anyone who's got the means at the moment to do something like that too. Match those funds, and just go right over to GoFundMe and look up Ken Vehikite of Black Roc Knives for his stroke recovery, and donate there. And help a knife maker who is winning the bread for his family. He's the guy of the house making the money. I mean, I'm sure they're all making money, but you know what I mean. That's his living. So let's help him recover, and let's do that. So I'm going to send over $25. I know Jim is going to do that, and if
I'm going to do that too.
5, 10, 15, 25. If you can match the $25, that'd be really cool. That'd be really excellent. So I think that was a great idea. Hey, Ron, all right back to you, sir. All right back to you. And we'll do it like that.
Yeah, and get back to work making those knives, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to show off mine one more time because I'm never tired showing this thing off.
I can't even believe you took that to work with that big old beefy like ring sticking out of your pocket, and you didn't expect weird looks.
Well,
It's
okay.
like,
all right. So can I advocate on my behalf? So I had it.
Bob, this is what you need. You need a little thing like this, right? Like a little slip joint. That's what you take to work, man. Not like a Conan the Barbarian.
That's what I take to work also. So this was when it was warm, colder out, and I was always wearing like a vest. You know, I had my shirt and my pants and all that. Yeah, I have to wear pants at work. It's crazy. But then I had this riding scout style, and usually it fit under the. Yeah, this is the monkey thumper, and usually it fit under my vest. But I was sitting there, and I was, I do a lot of video editing at work, and I'm kind of like, leaning in because my eyes are getting that way, and the vest kind of comes over, and then this thing is hanging out, and it's like, Bob, what is that? I'm like, oh, that yeah, that's just something, I don't, it's nothing. And then they're like, that's a knife, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, it's a knife. Just keep it quiet. I'll put it in my in my desk, because I thought, you get comfortable at work. So I'm not that comfortable anymore, but I didn't want to not be without it. So I've had
that was a good explanation of how you talked your way out of that one.
Well, I've known people there for 10 years. I've
turned a lot, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I've turned a lot of them into knife people, or at least have given knives to people that thought they were ridiculous, and now they carry them, which is a good thing. So it's kind of like slowly bringing them into my my orbit with that. Before we dig back into what we were just talking about, your EDCs, what you were carrying today, because I want to look at that Evo again, and I also want to talk about that Black Horse straight razor thing, which is so damn cool. I just did a great interview. It's going to be up on Sunday, of GL Hansen, Greg Hansen, the guy who started, who makes Micarta, from GL Hansen and Sons. And what a great guy, man. He was a really just cool, down to earth man. And we discussed the birth of Micarta and just the process. And he's got something coming up. Well, it's kind of in the new phase called Cowcarta, and it's like leather Micarta.
Really?
Yes. And it's just such a cool idea, and it looks just good enough to eat. It's like chocolate, basically.
I was going to say, it probably has like a nice shine to it.
It's beautiful. And I mean, from what I could tell, that the lighting wasn't super awesome.
I've owned some of that stuff before. It's wonderful, Micarta. It's phenomenal stuff, and it's not really all that expensive either. If you follow them on Instagram, I've been following for a couple of years now, and every chunk that I've ever bought from them, which has been 3 pieces,
nice,
been beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, really, everything. It's just nice to look at his. They look like abstract paintings, Yeah. You just kind of look at them and just get lost, and they have a lot of depth. He's been doing a lot of this. Hey, Ethan, great to have you here. Ethan Ruins EDC. He's been doing a lot of Mexican blanket.
Yes,
which is so good. It just looks so good.
He's been doing that for a long time, and like it sells out really fast every time.
Yes,
like super fast.
And the good thing is, hey, Professor, I'm getting some scratch from your mic. I'm not sure what it is. What's that?
Still?
Yeah.
Still.
When you talk, it sounds better, actually. So Hero Stick says that tactile Rockwall is compelling. Just got on the wait list, number 973. So, wow. Yeah.
All right. I better get on the wait list. Where's my phone?
Man, it is really, really, it is awesome. It is very awesome.
It sounds like it's on bearings, right?
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
It is. It's just, I mean, the machining.
It's like a flipper waypoint, man. It's exactly like a flipper waypoint, and that clip is so cool.
Yeah, the clip is gorgeous. It's like a pen clip. Hey, Jock, great to have you here, sir. I was just talking about you a little while ago. Your ears must have been burning. Still don't know what that RS stands for, but yeah, really, really
Yeah, I was
nice.
trying to. That one I can't help you with tonight. I don't know what that is either. Maybe it's their initials, the father and son. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I'll have to find out. We're gonna be.
Sound better, Bob?
That is sounding a little better. Yes.
Okay.
So, Professor,
Yes.
what do you think of the Black Horse straight razor? I'm not even sure what they call it.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. What do you think of that?
I love it. It's a very different blade.
Mm-hmm.
You really gotta get used to it. I always think about the blades like marriages, you know. So you really gotta give it time to each blade. Otherwise, you don't get to find out if you really like it or not. There might be like hundreds of good reviews of a blade, and yet as you spend time with your blade and you use it, you get to find out all those details, no? All those hot spots and all those nice cuts. For example, with this
Chavez.
Nice.
I love the geometry, but really hate the handle. It's just so uncomfortable in my hand. Has hot spots all over, and yet the geometry of the blade is one of the best geometries I've had. It's fantastic. So it's a very dualistic blade for me, and I love to get into those details, you know, and see if with time that those ideas disappear. Like sometimes it happens in marriages, or
right.
if they or if it continues and it bothers you, it continues to bother you, and you know you gotta part with it. So
well, here's the thing though. So I'm also doing a video right now on that Hellraiser, and I've spent some time with it because it's Dirk's, and Dirk loves that knife. Like he raves about it. He posts pictures about it almost more than custom knives. So one day he was sending me my knives back, and he sent a couple. He threw that in there, and my eyes lit up. I'm like, oh, the Hellraiser, right? Because I had no interest in that knife. All right, so it was just like, it's cool, but it's just not something I would buy. And I like razor style knives, but it just really has to be a certain way for me. Now, the mid-tech version I considered buying, right? But I'm like, you know, this is like a best tech version or whatever it may be. No point. So he sends me his, and I flick it open, and I literally I didn't even like flick my thumb. I just put a little pressure, and the thing flipped out like a switchblade. I'm like, Jesus, like what the hell? So the detent and the action is tuned so nicely on that thing. So I was already like shocked, right? And then of course I'm looking at the blade. Of course it's going to cut well. It's got that really pronounced like tall choil, right? Which is going to make it a breeze to resharpen. Yeah, I don't have mine near, so yeah, pull yours out. And then it's got that aspirated fuller, right? Which is super interesting, but it's kind of pointless-ish. I guess it lightens the blade, maybe. I don't know. But then they went to the point to put a pivot collar on it, and the carbon fiber scales are actually 3D milled. They're not like, they're contoured. They're not flat at all. And they even went to the extent to cut out the stainless steel liners, huge holes, by the way, and they nestled those liners in the carbon fiber. I'm like, this knife is absolutely ridiculously good. And I don't know if I'm going to buy one, but man, I've spent some time, and I am very impressed with that knife.
Couple of things. I want to comment on that knife, but I also want to comment on a couple of comments. One was married with knives. I love that, as opposed to married with children. Another, we had someone commenting about. Oh yeah, James came on and said, "James, are you Merkin Muffley?" on Instagram. You also said just joined. Did I miss anything? Yes, we auctioned off a knife, the Fox Ryu, and we've just glanced at the topic of the new Sleesh Bowie release, and how people are mostly falling all over themselves about it, but seen a few voices. Well, one prominent voice who's been poo-pooing it. Just curious what other people think. Is it a craze? Is it worth it? I've never had a Sleesh.
You ready for this, Bob? Like this is
okay.
This is quite the subject.
Yeah.
But before we jump on that, because I really do want to hear what people think, I want to comment on this on the Hellraiser, and I'm glad
Show
that
the action. Show the action, Professor. Before you watch this, Bob. Hold my beer. No, but now do the drop shut part.
Okay.
It's
all right.
It's ridiculous.
So I am glad that there are two design flourishes on this that are deal breakers to me, because then I would have to buy it, because I pretty much absolutely love it, but I hate the holes in the blade and I hate the holes in the clip. Holes in the clip I could live with, but the holes in the blade, I just don't like that.
I got good news for you, Bob.
What? Don't tell me they're going to make one without.
The mid-tech comes without holes. And it's only 500.
Oh, give me 3.
Bob,
550, I think. Yes.
This was a difficult blade to get, and it's out of my what I usually buy, but I'm trying to show and share with the Mexican audience different things, and okay, raise our level. And so I ventured into this this blade because I want to try different things as well and keep on learning.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that I was going to keep it because it's too different. But once you have it in hand and you really start looking at it, and you kiss your girlfriend, you brush your hair, and you find all those nice details about this the crown spine and the flow of this thing like a Nesmuk, that organic sensation.
Yeah.
Even
the cutting edge hangs really, really low, like way below your knuckles.
That crazy sharpening. I mean, everything about the profile of that I like. It's just, I needed to find something that turned me off about this knife, and those holes in the blade really do. And now you're telling me you're going to be able to get it without, and that troubles me because now it's going to be back on my radar.
And the ergos on this thing, man, any way you grab it is just so nice.
I don't even like those things, Bob. Like that's I don't like those kind of knives.
Yeah.
And I'm raving about it. I'm like, holy crap. It's so good.
I got it because of Dirk and because of Jim Skelton.
Oh yeah. They make a Damasteel one too now.
Paul's saying he thought he had seen them for $250 to $300. Seems low, but I don't know.
I think they were $212 is what they are, if I remember right.
Hero says,
and then you get the fancy carbon fiber one for a little more, I think.
Yeah.
Hero says, so I'm still pretty new to the community. If one got their hands on a chunk of that great Micarta, are there accessible scale makers that can turn around jobs request in reasonable time? So I think you don't have to buy a chunk. I think you can buy scales. You can buy thin slabs from GL Hansen and Sons. That's how you find them on Instagram. Great guy. So I would just call and find out, or or text him and find out. Before we get into this topic, which deserves to, I just want to know. I want to know about the Sleesh Bowie. Is it worth it? All of this A, hype, and B, expense, because I've never had one. It looks damn good. Glad the blade isn't a half inch longer. But one more thing, and then we'll get to that. And that is this beautiful thing. Look at this thing. So,
wow.
yeah.
You got an Ian knife.
No. I didn't get it. This is a testimony to how freaking cool this whole knife culture is. Ian Pekarsky was on the show not too long ago, and he was talking about this. This is his model, his Daedalus. Carbidized makes great scales. This Daedalus, it's so beautiful. And he said, one's in for spa treatment. Let me ask the guy who owns it if I can send it to you, on the way back to him. And he did, and it arrived today. And this thing is incredible. It is just a beautiful. Jim, do you mind going wide on this for a sec? This thing is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
look at that.
He's amazing. Ian is so good. And that's all hand. Like, that's true, all 100% handmade.
Yes.
And he's so young, too.
Feel. Yes. I know. He's
a kid. Beautiful. He's like a young kid. And it's amazing. Look at his skill.
So if you don't know who this is, it's Ian Pekarsky of CMF Blade Works. That's how you find him on Instagram. It's this gorgeous piece of Chad Nichols Damascus. Oh God, I still hope to get a CMF someday. Yeah. And just, drop shut. And then check out this micro flipper. Now for me, I have to sort of kind of make sure I'm not engaging that lock bar to make it work, but it's just
cool,
just a gorgeous knife. I can't get over it, and I love the lines on this too.
This is like the answer to the Lee Williams, like to remove the complexity of it,
Oh yeah, you mean it's
even better than that? Yeah,
the kickstop or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna make a video about this. It'll be on the next, on the midweek podcast. And I'm gonna go crazy. While I have all you the people, all you folks who are familiar with when I send this back to the gentleman who actually owns this, how do I get my fingerprints off and pretty it up?
Windex for the frame and the clip, and don't touch the blade.
Okay, I won't touch the blade, but Windex for the. Okay.
And actually, or you could put a little bit of mineral oil on the blade to keep it like that. Because I think nickels, it depends which nickels it is, but it looks a little bit darker. So I'm assuming it's probably like a carbon one.
Ethan says, to me, the handle looks like a spoon. Well, it has some spoon qualities, but man, it's ergonomically quite nice, quite sound.
Yeah. Ian, they're doing one right now. Actually,
a Daedalus?
No, we're doing a different model. I'm doing we're talking about doing a Mistress R. He's trying to talk me into a different model, maybe, but we'll see.
That's funny. It's the artist in him. He's like, yeah, I've done that before. By the way, this is so beautifully hollow ground. I mean, it's like, when you do this, it just sort of disappears. You don't feel any sort of shoulder. It just, oh God. Beautiful. And it's making me start to, feel like, man, I want one. But I'm gonna.
Another thing you can use to clean, which I found very good, is deer skin.
Oh
yeah, that stuff is good.
Without any chemical or anything, just if I have to clean my glasses, even it wipes them perfectly clean, and the blades and the titanium and whatever material, it's going to clean it fantastically well.
Nice.
I think they call that like camoise cloth or something like that.
Chamois.
It's kind of like that. But it's different. It sticks to the surface like much more. It's really good stuff. I was recommended that stuff by Olamic for their entropic finish to like clean that. I'm like, does that stuff come off? Because it's got to be an ano. He's like, yeah, I just use this kind of cloth and blah blah blah. So, but yeah, like as Paul Myers said on Damascus, probably mineral oil. I think Chad Nichols likes to use like higher carbon Damascus steels.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that as I send it off, I don't have any of my own, filth on it, if you will. So have either of you guys handled or owned the Sleesh Bowie?
I've handled the Sleesh Bowie, but not the new one, the original one.
Okay, so I love the way it looks, and I love my Spidey chef, and I love the, I don't love the techno, is that what it's called? But I think he's a great designer, and but I was surprised because I don't always have my ear to the ground, and I rely on folks like you to have, to get the good word from you. I had no idea this was coming out until everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, mine's coming!"
Yeah,
And,
I didn't know till the day before, man. I tried to bribe Chris from Knife Joy, and he wasn't having it. So
yeah, there's something nice.
I know Chris for many years too, man. Like we go back. So I'm like, he's like, you're one of my favorites, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm like, kind of figured that was the answer, but I had to try.
Yeah, not that favorite.
Yeah,
that's okay. So
what do you think, Bob?
Well,
do you like it?
I love the way it looks, and I have a feeling I would love it in hand. I also have a feeling I would like the blade a little bit longer. But here's my whole feeling. Leading up till now, I've understood the price. That originally it was pretty expensive, and I think what it's up for now is about the same as what it was originally, but
$50 more.
$50 more. Okay, so as time has gone by and they stopped making them, and they've become a lot more expensive to buy in the secondary market, doesn't coming out with another run of them at $50 more just kind of inflate the price and devalue the originals? No,
way, because the original one was a stonewash handle, and then it had that mirror CTS XHP blade, which everybody adores. That was one of the key signature features about that knife that everybody loved, was that XHP blade that they always do in Taiwan. So this one's going to have more of a stonewash M390 blade. And then I think the stonewash handle was always more popular as well. Now they have a blue handle. I dig it. Like, I really dig the knife, but if I had a chance to pick between the two, I think I would pick the original better. It's more my flavor.
Was the original made in Italy? Where was the original one? Okay, because
it was made in Taichung.
Taichung, okay, because it had the crown spine, right? And I was just
it still does.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it's a really cool knife. I've handled it, and like Nick Shabazz said it correctly. I mean, I agree with him 100%. It's a wonderful knife, but it's not like a markup knife. Like I think he did a video where he said it's not a gem if it's more than whatever, right? Like, yeah, I agree with that, and I've handled 2 of them, and I like them, but I've never bought one.
James says Alex is right. Many fans of the Bowie 1 were disappointed by the new blade and scale finishes. The scale finish looks like, I was unaware of the fact that the original XHP was a mirror. That's pretty cool.
It's like a mirror stonewash. Yeah. That's what it is. So, but it was really sweet looking. And like the new Techno kind of had that mirror stonewash too. But then the M390, everybody's on that I hate M390 bandwagon on the steel side. Then everybody else is excited about it being M390. I don't really care. I will tell you this though. I know for a fact from personal experience through, some of my buddies, some of my podcast guys who have sent them out to get tested. Mm-hmm. Spyderco makes great M390. They heat treat it well. So
okay, I thought like 2 seconds ago M390 was the absolute shiznit. Why is it now hated? Is it just too common now?
It's been in the steel side. They say about the heat treat. The heat treat's not done right on most of them, and like good M390 should be probably somewhere around 62 to be a high performer. When you start going past that, you're starting to lose performance, right? So like 62 is the sweet spot. And then like when you get to 58 to 60, that's kind of where everybody's doing it because it's easier to do it. in mass productions with this type of heat. You got to do small batches to get that kind of precision heat treat
Now,
to get them to 62. Cultratech, a custom Russian knife maker who's really good with M390, gets it to 63.5. And it's a Jan Hook custom heat treat. And that's done like 1 by 1.
oh wow.
So like that's what they say in the steel side of things, and they hate M390. But that also on the flip side, my last thing to say about that is even if it's soft M390, right? I mean, what, it cuts 2-3 boxes less. I mean, who cares?
3 boxes.
That's I mean, so they're right, but who cares?
Yeah, right. So Paul was saying,
but not that much.
Paul, a couple of comments back was saying, don't get mad, but I'd rather have the XM18 Bowie in the wooden handles. And I am not mad. I am with you, sir. Monster says, all the people just getting here, please remember to hit that like button and show Bob and Jim our appreciation. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Monster. That's always greatly appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Yeah, M390. I don't know. I was always kind of psyched to get it, thinking that everyone else thought it was great.
Well, that explains Steve's comment that you read on Instagram. That's his thing, is like all on that whole M390 platform. He hates that steel. My buddy Gerald on my podcast hates it too.
I know that his favorite steel is my favorite steel, CPM 154 or 154 CM, or at least he used to really like that. And
it's really good.
And I think so too. In my experience, well, I'm more likely to use it because I have a lot of Emersons in that, and I just have found it really good. Same thing with the Protex. They're easy to sharpen. They hold an edge much longer than I need it to, and they polish up nicely. And
I think I should actually rephrase what I said. I said, "Who cares?" You know what? If those guys care, that's cool.
I think.
Rather get the range, boss. Okay.
What do you think, Professor? What do you think about the Sleesh?
Pete from Cedric Aneda said it very, very well when he said that everyday users are not going to notice the difference between these steels.
Yeah.
And when we dive into the heat treatment and the steel world, this story has like many sides. We have to take into consideration the side of the company, the side of the consumer, the hype, the trickery they do to manipulate us. And of course, in the end, each one of us decides what we want and how we want to spend our money. I remember a very wise person in my life telling me when I was very, very young, not because you have the money means that you have to spend it.
Oh, yes.
That you have to buy it. And this is something that has sunk in, and it has taken time. But it is, I think it's a very wise phrase, at least for me. I love to try to understand human psyche and how we are manipulated, because all of this hype and all of these things are not new, and they manipulate us like they want to. The thing is to be conscious and to have the information and to make a decision consciously and with that information is something very different. So while reality is as it is, and we're going to keep on playing these games, there are sides.
Do we take it too seriously? That's the question. Do we take it too seriously? Like, are we taking the fun out of the hobby? Like sometimes you just want to enjoy these pieces. Like sometimes we're so hypercritical on so many little things about knives, and it's always going to be, they don't fit in everybody's hand, right? So just because I don't like it, like you used to see in my old videos before I changed my platform, but I never really down-talk manufacturers or steals or anything. I only expressed what I thought about it, because there's things that people absolutely can't stand, and I absolutely love them. Like, if I go to the Ford dealer, I'm gonna buy a mock Mustang in bright green, and some people can't stand that, right? That's an obnoxious color, right? But that's what I like. So the knives are the same thing. It's subjective, and I think that when we take it too seriously and we start arguing with each other about trivial things, I mean, they're trivial to me, maybe not to others, but we start to forget about having fun and like share together, because chances are, no matter how small or large the collection is that anybody has, we can all learn from each other. Even me, like if I've played with a bunch of knives for the last 9 years, somebody who's just getting into it might say, hey, did you see this guy's, on Instagram, that's a new knife maker or whatnot? And I may learn something. So I think it's good for everybody to just kind of be kind and enjoy the hobby and not get too trivial about that stuff. That's my take on it.
Combining that with the inverse of what Professor EDC was saying, it's like my grandmother always said, buy the best that you can afford. And she was someone of the, she supported, as a 12-year-old girl, she basically supported her family during the Great Depression because she was the only one who had a job. So she understood the value of hard work and the value of a dollar. And but she urged us, spend what you can on the best that you can. And when you're looking out there at the knife world and you're hearing from manufacturers and from trusted reviewers that M390 is this amazing blade steel, and then you try and reach for that, or you say, I can afford this knife, an M390, and that's, if I can afford it and that's the best I can get for that money, I'm going to do it. And then you start to realize, oh, but is it really does it really live up to the hype? So it's kind of is it the best you can afford, or does it make more sense to get a CRKT that also has really cool design but a different blade steel?
I guess it just all depends on what's more important for you, right?
Yeah. Oh,
like you said, Alex, I think,
hey, mommy's over there.
all
right, you better mute me for a second.
But I also think and enjoy very much listening to all the sides of the story. I also respect very much Super Steel Steve, Clint from Alchemy One, Shabazz, Cedric and Ada, and listening to their side of the story gives you, like, at least for me, a better picture and understanding. I love to try to understand how this economy moves and how what is a good knife for me. Not because not what anyone else is saying, but I form my criteria based on different points of view, and in the end, I digest that and come up with what the best knife for me is.
I agree. We got Hollywood Tactical saying, I've never met some packaging or dead animal flesh that could withstand my factory edge 8CR13. Oh man, the truthiness of that statement, it stings. But yeah, it's true. I actually love 8CR13, at least on the blades that I have it on. It's great. Hey man, what's up? We also got Bryce. How's it going? Advertising the new matching Spidey chef for nearly half the price in LC200N. How about them advertising? I got you.
Another thing that was mentioned, Bob, is about the Sleesh Bowie. Mm-hmm. Somebody mentioned it's almost the price of a Hinderer and a Zepenza.
Yeah.
I like the Sleesh Bowie. Don't get me wrong. I really like it, the original one. Mm-hmm. But if I had to choose between the Sleesh Bowie and an XM18 or a Zabenza, I'm going to go with the XM18 or the Zabenza without a doubt.
I personally would too. Though, there is something that's quite beautiful about the Sleesh. And like I keep saying, thank God it's not a 3.75 inch blade, or I'd be in trouble.
The K2. That's the one you got to get if you like that size blade in like a Sleesh Bowie style.
Yes. You have that K2. You have a custom. What do you guys think of this? I gotta ask. I just got this through the pass around group. This is the VDK Vesta or Vestas, I think it's called.
Love the belly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I love the way it feels in hand. I really don't like the way it looks. Something about it. It looks. I remember looking at this before I had it in hand. Now I get it. It's incredibly ergonomic, and I hate to just radically change the subject here, but I wanted to get your take on this.
It looks like a Browse Blades division.
It does. That blade, that continuous belly. It feels really good in hand, but man, it looks.
It looks like a natural slicer.
Yes, it is a nice slicer. It's pretty thin. Well, to be honest, I haven't sliced anything with it yet, but it feels like it will be. It's set up that way, but man, it just something about the looks of this just turns me off. But I know a lot of people have gone kind of have really gravitated towards this in recent months.
I've seen it around. I think it's pretty cool, but it's not something I would buy. It's kind of like you, where I'm not really. It looks really comfortable, but it doesn't look very good.
I would prefer it if it was all blacked out.
Maybe.
I do like the jade with the black. That is I am a sucker for that combo. But yeah, something about this. He's the guy who did the War Admiral and the Strix. I think it was called the Strix recently. Yeah, I just wanted to get your take on it. Paul Meyer says, if Spyderco would have done the Sleesh Bowie in LMAX, then I could see the mob run. LMAX, that's another sort of, or at least it was a troubled steel for a while, right? When ZT didn't get the heat treat right originally.
Yeah, but only ZT though. They were the only ones that had problems with it.
Yes, James, I do. You need a 3.75 inch Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon. Yeah.
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 Did you guys see his Tempest release?
Mm-mm.
He did a production with Riot of the Tempest in a front flipper.
Oh, yes. That was
so cool.
Yeah, that was a recent thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, his stuff is so cool.
You didn't order one, Bob?
No.
Come on, they're like $300. They're like the price of an Emerson.
No. I didn't not order it because I didn't think I would get it or that I didn't. It's another one of those things where you got to be paying attention, and I'm just generally like.
So I need to start texting you when stuff happens. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yes. I need an advisor. I really think you should buy this.
Ask your dad $100 to get it here to Mexico.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyone see the new CJRB Scoria on Instagram?
Maybe it's cheaper to pay a mule, Professor.
It might be. Scoria. Have you guys seen the CJRB Scoria?
I haven't.
Okay, I haven't either. But I think that was Monster who just asked that. Says it looks cool. I like CJRB. I also like Concept. I like these knives. They're like sort of I don't know. Well, this thing here, the Main Street. I've been carrying this every day, waiting on my mini Tempest with Bowie blade. I love his Bowie blade.
He got one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his collection is so awesome.
Yeah, he really has like good stuff, man.
And the Merkin Muffley, I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. And the other day, it reminded me. I was looking on Instagram and one of James's things, and I saw Merkin Muffley, and it just made me think of I'll Be Back Before You Can Say Blast Off by Buck Turgidson. I love the name Turgidson. It's fucking hilarious. I love that movie. And it's been too long since I've seen it. We're talking about Dr. Strangelove, of course. This right here, this Main Street, $75 Main Street is such an awesome knife. This thing is really good.
Yeah,
And
it looks like a cutter.
It's great. It's been like I worked on helping my daughter cut out stuff for a school project, and we were doing paper, lots of, instead of scissors, you get this jagged line. You use a ruler and a knife. What are you, a caveman? So, my daughter knows that when we do projects, when I help her
you
with
probably
projects,
pulled out a sword too. You're like, what are you, caveman? And you pull out like this big old thing off the wall. You're like,
yeah, well, that was just to defend my honor, but to work on the to work on the project, we used this, and we also used, because I can't just use one knife. We also used the off-grid knives Black Stallion, which has this giant sheep's foot blade. Worked great too. Anyway, so I did not prepare a knife fight tonight. This is probably the first Thursday Night Knives where I haven't. But do you guys have any impromptu ideas for a knife fight? Maybe Sleesh Bowie versus something?
Oh, we could do that.
Sleesh Bowie
versus Micarta SOCOM.
Okay. Versus Microtech SOCOM.
Alex, before
Black Multicam, good night. Thank you not only for the super chat, but also for going to the GoFundMe page. It's greatly appreciated all around, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Greatly appreciated. Hollywood Tactical says, the knife junkie, he actually flubbed the line. The string in my leg, and Sterling Hayden scoffs, saying, string? But Kubrick left it. Oh, okay. I will. Love that line. The string of my leg. Okay, I will have to watch. I haven't seen it in a long time, but love that movie.
How about Micarta versus carbon fiber?
Micarta versus carbon fiber. Perfect. I love it. I sharpen my number 2 pencil with a tenacious Spyderco. Well, here's the thing. That is one of the main tasks that I do. Tasks, cutting. It's one of the fine cutting tasks I do with my knives are pencils. I went to art school, and you're kind of a cheese weenie if you go up to the pencil sharpener. You use your matte knife, and I've graduated to these knives, and that's actually that's a Higo. What's that? That's your pencil sharpener.
Pencils.
Dang, I almost forgot to bring this out tonight too.
Higo no Kami. That's what it's called, right?
No Kami.
Right. What did you forget to?
I forgot to bring this one out tonight.
I already watched that.
Oh my god! Oh my
god!
That's sweet.
What is that?
So I'm gonna fight for Micarta. That's a Kurt American Phantom.
My god!
It's got a W2 blade that's got a Hamon on it. Darkened tie, bolster lock, Westinghouse Micarta, and zirconium on the clip, and nice back spacer too.
That Tanto shape is just killer. Hollywood Tactical says, wait, you got to hold that up close, and Jim has to go wide. But I want to read what Hollywood Tactical. As loved as Micarta is, it's still underrated. Carbon fiber is overrated. I happen to agree. Look, before we start this fight, Alex, let's see that blade real quick.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
God,
he did a really nice job.
You going from the ricasso to the secondary tip. I can never remember what that's called. It widens out ever so slightly, and that's kind of like having a recurve in essence. And then the shape of the plunge grind into the rest of the way it's so nice, man. That is beautiful.
He even kind of did the clip similar to how Ian does his clips,
A Micarta free zone, James? Really? Is that on purpose, like a gun free zone, or is that just by accident? Because I thought maybe your collection might include some Westinghouse Micarta, something like that. Hawaii Knife and Gear, great to have you.
That's true. I've noticed James does have a lot of carbon fiber. I don't remember ever seeing any Micarta.
Bryce says CF all day over Micarta. I'm all about my shit out living me. That's funny. Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet the Micarta might do the same.
Then you need titanium. That's what you need.
James Moore, seek forgiveness from the Micarta gods. What did you just hold up there, Alex?
Oh, so I think Slicey mentioned he had a Phasma. This is a Phasma too.
Oh God, that's so cool.
Like every time
Agreed,
a production company like this will do like kind of throw their own try at doing something really high end, I get intrigued. But this thing's really nice. I'm actually really impressed. It's another one of Jacob's designs from Poltergeist Blade Works.
I don't think I've ever seen a design of his I haven't liked. Bob saying cheese weenie as he spins an imaginary pencil sharpener was the highlight of the night. Thank you. I worked on that all day. Who just said, yeah, you like after kindergarten, you have to learn how to sharpen with a knife. I agree with you. And plus you can get real nice. By the way, I have a feeling, I haven't sharpened any pencils with this, but I have a feeling this Rockwall will be very nice at it.
What's the steel they use on that knife?
It's CTS XHP.
Good stuff.
I like that stuff. All right, so let's do this. Carbon versus Micarta. So Alex will take Micarta, and Professor, you'll take carbon fiber.
Okay, we'll give Micarta to Professor, and I'll take carbon fiber.
No, wait, hold it. This is good for Professor. The art of debate has to do with taking positions you don't agree with. I do this all the time with my daughter. We'll have debates, and I'll say, okay, girls shouldn't learn how to fight. And
no. If he prefers to fight for Micarta, I'll fight for carbon fiber. And now I feel bad for carbon fiber.
Nick says, after my accident, it can be hard to hold on to some knife scales. That is one of the main reasons I love Micarta, because it looks great, takes on a patina, and gives enough grip. That's interesting. Yeah. So I know you've always been into Micarta, but there's a good reason behind. It's not just like it looks great. James says, I don't do wood, Micarta, or animal parts. Or aluminum. Okay. Just tie, carbon fiber, steel, and zirconium. It's an unreasonable bias I can't shake. Hey, I'm full of unreasonable biases. But I would say animal parts. I think bone or stag. Well, okay. It's like when you say, oh, I don't like nuts. And people say, oh, well, how about cashews? You must love cashews. No, I don't like nuts. Well, almonds? I mean, almonds are delicious. You don't like almonds? I don't like nuts. Ethan says, never fully handed Micarta and the QSP Penguin on loan, but I don't know. Well,
that's a cool knife. I have one of those.
Yeah, that's a sheep's foot, right?
Yeah, like it's a cool little knife too. It was cheap and it came in denim Micarta.
Denim Micarta.
It's like, wow. I was like, yeah, exactly. That's a great knife. Had to put one in the knife box.
Patina, you mean old, sweaty, shiny palm grease?
See, that's kind of where I'm at with Bryce here, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you like your material to stay one color, you know,
well, you can clean it.
But it fades, man, like underwear.
Oh, great. Paul says, so underwear Micarta. That's the next thing. Dirty underwear Micarta. Paul says, I don't have Micarta. My only my Medford Praetorian Stealth with carbon fiber. Well, that Stealth is pretty sweet, I gotta say. Denim Micarta feels nice when it's new. Just that.
It does.
All right. So let's see.
I'll take carbon fiber. It's okay.
Okay. Now remember, it doesn't have to be that regular weave. You know, you can argue for. Well, I'm not going to do this. You're going to do this. All right. So I'll
threw us to the fight.
Yeah. It's like,
you know, you're the typical kid in school. Like, fight.
No, it's just like Alex said. You hate Micarta. So, hey man, Alex said. All right. So Alex. We'll let you start first with Micarta so that Professor can gather his thoughts.
Oh yeah.
All right, and I'm going to give you a minute and a half. You don't have to take the whole minute and a half, but we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fine, young gentlemen of this establishment, because I doubt there's any ladies watching this late at night tonight on a knife show, but it's possible. Welcome to you all as well. Tonight I want to take a stand for micarta. Now it's micarta versus carbon fiber, and carbon fiber is a very nice but heartless material. And let me explain what I mean by heartless material. It's synthetic. It's got no soul. We had to weave this stuff. We had to burn it to make it into carbon. Why not just use micarta? Micarta is a nice, good advantage to carbon fiber because it's the same lightness, but it does take a wonderful warm patina. And by patina, I mean grease from your palms. And then it has that nice worn finish over the years and makes it look like you use your knife. Hashtag use your shit. The end.
All right, bravo. You got a couple of good comments there during that. Bryce was saying it could be LOL. It has no soul. That was actually what won me over. But Bryce was saying, to be fair, a lot of micarta might be dirty underwear micarta. We don't know, but you know what?
It doesn't matter. It's resonating.
Exactly.
The poop's there forever now.
That's okay.
I mean, what?
Well, it's like Westinghouse. It looks kind of like stale. Well, we'll leave it there.
I think it looks like caramel.
It does look like caramel. I am not
like
certainly.
The Mexican flan, right?
All right. You ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm still thinking, but yeah, okay.
How are you going to defend this soulless material?
Okay, let's.
Come on, man. It's aerospace material. I mean, does that...
Let's first all agree that we love micarta. Micarta is a great material. And it's particularly great for medium to hard use. But then again, we are living in a different time and age. And living in urban cities, we stopped living in the hills, most of the population. And so we need lighter materials and modern materials. We still have these great materials as micarta and wood, but you know, if we go to a business dinner, if we go to an elegant setting, and I take this out, though it's a great knife and it's a great material, tell me that this looks there. This looks, an image says more than 1,000 words. So tell me that this looks better than this.
Got 15 seconds.
For an elegant business dinner or lunch or a wedding or baptism, this is precisely for urban settings and for a new and a modern way of life.
And let's also not forget that you'll never see an airplane wing made out of micarta, but you will see them made out of carbon fiber.
No, as Nick mentioned, you need, unless it's really thick micarta, you need a liner with it. Hey, I didn't believe a word you said. I don't think you believed a word you said either, Professor. But I don't need to believe it because your delivery was excellent and your point is a good one.
I got schooled by the professor.
Yeah, you see, that just goes to show you don't have to believe what you're debating. And James brought up a really, really funny point, and he said, "So retaining
canvas micarta."
You're no, not that. He said, "So micarta getting dirty from oil and sweat is a feature." Well, when you put it that way, man, geez, I gotta go throw.
Well, but then it's like people like rust on their knives, right? Like we patina knives. We even force patina them.
Yep.
We'll even put them in meat on purpose so that they get that color, right? So if you like rusty knives, why don't you like oily micarta?
In my opinion, bringing a knife to a baptism is a first to me.
Jeez.
Really? Well, I haven't been to a baptism in a little while, but I know the last baptism I was at, one of my daughters, I know I had knives with me. Knives. Hollywood Tactical, when micarta is high-end and fully resinated, it's actually quite smooth and not that porous. More
That's true. That's very, very true.
Polished micarta and linen micarta.
Yeah.
I'm all for micarta.
That Westinghouse feels like plastic when you flick it.
And a lot of old fixed blade knives, like some of the old SOGs and actually some of the old cold steels and I'm talking about the old SOGs had micarta handles, black polished micarta, and you can that stuff is really, and like some of my Bark River knives, that when you polish the micarta, yeah, it really does. None of those take on that oiliness. Steve, good to have you here, sir. It's been a while, I think. Does the professor take a knife to circumcision as well? Hey,
of course.
I forgot to sharp. Is there anyone?
Oh my gosh.
A bris.
He brings out the Hellraiser too.
Yeah, right.
Here, I got a good one for it. How about that? That'll do the job. That blade will like
unicorn horn doesn't patina. That's right. Hold that right. Evo up again. That evolution. God, how many of these do you have?
What do you mean these? I only have one of these.
Oh, you had one before? You got rid of?
Oh, so I had the version 1, which is the bigger one.
Oh.
So I had the V1 that they made originally, and the V2 is much smaller. It's only like 3.5 inches or 3.6.
Coconut micarta.
So it's kind of compact, actually. And what's interesting is every time I open it, I actually didn't like it I like it, but I didn't love it when I opened it yesterday. But then I'm starting to notice, like, every time I open it, my index finger, everything kind of like falls exactly where it's supposed to.
God, I love that design.
So it's like it's growing on me.
Flannel micarta. We got coconut micarta. I'll take them both.
Oh yeah, I've seen that coconut micarta. That's kind of cool.
Congrats on the podcast. I love it and I watch it every time, man. And
Speaking of which, I forgot to tell everybody, we moved platforms. We're not on Twitch anymore. We're on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes it easier for everybody. So thank you, Professor. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll make it better.
And the new format of your channel.
Oh, yeah.
Hero, not sure.
That should be fun.
Hero says, not sure if it's still a topic of interest, but my only comment on the Sleesh Bowie is how insane the prices are on the secondary market already.
I haven't seen yet. I want to see.
Oh my God. Oh, you mean like this latest release? People are already flipping them.
Yeah, like it's probably already up on eBay.
People.
Which, I know Knife Sergeant got one.
I have a set of coconut skins ready to be used on something. Oh, you know what? You can put it. I couldn't resist. I'm going to show this off in sometime later once I get a little time with it. But I couldn't resist getting this. This is the 4-inch crisp bladed cold steel and Tylite, and it's really, besides the blade, which is OS 10 and beautifully ground. I mean, it is really beautifully ground, and it's not easy to do that with one of these. They put all the energy in the blade. This handle is fromage. Look at that. You can see the screws.
There's already one on eBay, guys.
For what? For how much?
How much?
$999.
$1,000.
That's ridiculous.
There you go.
So I might get some coconut micarta on this. I want to get these handles. I want this whole thing rebuilt around this awesome blade, because the rest of it is not good.
Here's another one for $1,000. $750 starting bid.
So we were talking about sayings that wise people said. My father always used to say, "A fool and his money are born to part." I love that. That's what I think when it's, I don't know, $1,000 seems extreme, unless you have some sort of extreme. Sometimes you just need that thing. But
dude,
man,
you see, even Paul says it too. For $4,000, that's crazy. You could buy a full custom Culture Tech or Shiro.
Or you could
Yeah.
call Martine Sleesh and just say, "Hey man, can you make me one in your shop?"
Yeah, he'll make you a custom for $2,000.
Jesus,
You're
that's crazy.
You're cheating yourself, you know, paying $1,000 for a $400 blade. You're cheating yourself.
But hey, more power to you if you do, because I've done purchases like that before, just because I have to have it.
Yeah, I mean,
So more power to you if you do, but I ain't doing it. No.
Yeah. I mean, I could see the need. You know how sometimes you just build up an irrational need. You know, I could see that happening. And some people give up some vices and take on other vices. That's, you know, so, you know, who knows? They might be, well, now that I'm not buying X, Y, or Z, that money would be going to X, Y, or Z. So now I'll put it all into this knife.
I just think that if you're going to spend that kind of money, don't you want something that only exists in your collection?
Yeah.
And by the way, in 6 months, that knife will be worth maybe $1,000, maybe $750, maybe $500.
It's crazy. I think the real bummer is it appears that a majority of the knives they offered went to non-collectors that were just trying to turn a quick profit. I get it, but it's kind of lame.
It's totally Spyderco boys. That's what they do. Every sprint run. It's a sprint for the sprint run.
Sprint for the sprint run. Gents, I think it's time. I got to work in 6 hours. And I think it's time to call this. I really, really appreciate your not only coming in and for the conversation, but also that riveting knife fight. And by the way, were you knife fighting as a teenager? I wasn't, but now we're knife fighting, and I think we're doing a great job at it.
By the way, Alex won.
Maybe. Michael,
well, we knife fight without poking each other too.
That's right. All right, so guys, like I said before, even if you didn't win, well, no one but Showstopper is getting the Ryu. But if you still want to help Ken Vehikite and Black Roc Knives, do go to GoFundMe. Jim has the link up there right now. Let's help with his stroke recovery. I'm going to put in $25. Jim's going to put in $25, and anyone else who wants to match that, please, you're welcome to. And let's see if we can help chip away at those medical bills, because God knows, man, they can't be low.
I'll pitch in
awesome.
As well.
Thank you. And I know that they are appreciative too. All right, guys, last word. Alex.
Bingo. That's a good word.
Okay. Professor, last word.
2. Congratulations on your race.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Having a job is something we don't value as much.
It's an investment.
And the other thing we don't value as much, I think, is health. So for this I don't remember his last name is kind of difficult.
Yeah. Ken from Black Roc Knives. Yeah.
Godspeed and may he get well soon.
Yes,
Absolutely. Did you read that comment?
Well said. No, what did it say? I tell you
that guy's funny, man.
What did he say?
He said, Spyderco, it's an investment.
That's funny.
Oh man.
All right. Well, thanks one and all. Professor, great to see you. Alex, wonderful to see you, sir. And I'll see you guys soon. And thanks to everyone out there watching. And of course, thank you, guys from Shredder. Greatly appreciated you bringing up that price. Showstopper, thanks for the.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And then join me live at 3 p.m. Pacific time for the Sharp Talk podcast on YouTube. Sorry, shameless plug.
What day?
Sunday. This Sunday.
Okay, you said 3 p.m.
This Sunday. I almost forgot the day, but I remembered the time.
All right, check out the Sharp Talk podcast live on YouTube at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this coming Sunday. right?
And join me on Sunday after Alex
And join
on Bladosophy.
Bladosophy.
Oh, yes.
Love that.
Blades.
Awesome, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you, everyone, one and all, and we'll see you here next week. Also, check out the interview on Sunday with Greg Hansen of Hansen and Son, GL Hansen and Sons, Unique Composites, but they're the guys who make these, the G-Carta, and soon to come Cow-Carta, which has me very, very excited. All right, well, for Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying, don't take dull for an answer.